Waiting for people to show up. Let me look and see. All right. I'm waiting for people to show up, so let's have some coffee while I'm waiting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's have some coffee while I'm waiting. Hello, everyone. I see people coming in. Leave a comment and let me know. Chat. Let me know you're in here. Where are you from? While I wait. I wanted to have take some time to figure all of this up. Hey, Randy, I have a question for you. Can I read your email and answer the questions on this live? I have it printed out because that was a really, really good email that you sent me. And I would love to answer that on live. But I'm leaving it up to you. And yes, I've had a really good day today. Thank you for asking. I'm okay with it because they were good questions. They were really good questions. So I'm okay with it. So if you guys have any questions, I am looking at how many people are actually in here right now. And oh, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate the hearts. If you have any questions, you can type them in the comment section. I do have it set so subscribers only mode. So people, they have to be a subscriber to chat with me today. I am still working on figuring this out, and so I only do it once a week. So I spent yesterday scheduling this and getting it set up. And so, yeah. Give me a second. I'm looking to see if anything is... Okay. I'm going to do something that I typically don't do on live, but I'm going to do it anyway because I hear something and I want to make sure it's not my headset. So give me a second. It is actually my headset. Give me a second. I fixed it. All right. I was hearing myself talk through my headset. I had to get that fixed. So if you guys have questions for me, you can put it in the chat. And I also want to ask you too that when this live is over, if you go down in the comment section, go back to this live and go down in the comment section and leave a comment and a like, I would appreciate it. I want to see all the likes. That's a good question. And I will answer that for sure, Randy, as more and more people come in. I'm a little early because I wanted to make sure I had room. I had time. The live was supposed to start in 10 minutes, but I'm trying to be prompt and on time and doing things, so. All right. I'm looking to see how many people are in here. There's 11 watching so far, so that's good. I'm learning how to coordinate my large screen computer with the small phone video because I don't have a camera on my computer. And I'm learning how to read everything. Hello, Stephanie. Okay, I got 11 viewers in here. I want 11 people in the comment section saying, hey, Suzzie, how are you doing? I want to know who's in the comment section. Who's here? There's 12 people here. Y'all all say hello. Come on. Get in the chat and say, hello, Suzzie. Have some coffee with me this evening. What? Hello, Immortal. Hello, Nanny. Hi, Bonnie. Hello, Stephanie. Oh, popcorn sounds good, Stephanie. These days, my snacks are more like pork skin rinds, cheese, and some kind of a nut. Right now, I have in my arsenal of snacks, I have walnuts, almonds, and pecans, and tons of cheese. Y'all saw me do the organization video of the cheese. And that's thanks to a viewer. I have plenty of cheese for a while. Hello. Hello, Nanny. Yes, please hit the thumbs up button for me, please. All of that counts. It all counts. The chatting, the thumbs up, going back after I get done, and leaving a comment down below. All of that matters. It counts. So please do that. I want to say that right off the bat. It's good to see 19 people in here. I want to see 19 people in the chat, because the chat, it counts, people. It counts. Let's have some coffee this evening. This is decaf coffee. One of the things I do want to get into things but I'm holding off because we're 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes before I was supposed to start, and I want to see. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Bonnie. I want to see all of y'all in the chat. It makes a difference. And I wanted to get here early, like I said. I wanted to get here early and get started early so that I can troubleshoot. While I'm on the live, troubleshoot. And guess what? This time I set it all up. I got it all set up the way I wanted yesterday. I spent some time doing it. And today I figured out how to get on my phone and start this scheduled live. So I'm getting better at it. It's a learning curve, but I'm enjoying it. I sure am. And I do want to ask that there's 22 people in here. I want to see 22 people in the chat. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Here we go. People are coming in. I want to see y'all in the chat. Yes, trouble free. We're up to 28 people. Come on, I want to see y'all in the chat. Come on. Y'all in the chat is the simplest thing that y'all can do for me. And it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. Mimi, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Hello, Teresa. Believe it or not, your chat in the chat, it helps with the algorithm, YouTube's algorithm. Everything that you do, all of the hearts and the happy faces and all of those things that you do on the side, the hands with the high, all of that YouTube takes a look at. And it's all part of their algorithm, believe it or not. Hello, Bonnie. It's good to see you. We've still got a couple of minutes, so I want to make sure that as many people get in here as possible. We're almost up to 30. Come on. We got to get one more person in here. 30 in here. Oh, I'm having all kinds of fun. I am having fun with this YouTube channel. I am having so much fun with it. All right, Love Garden. Hello. Bonnie, hi. How are you? Oh, look at that. We got a bunch of people in here. I want to see y'all in the chat. I want everybody to tell me hello and where you're from. We got 1 minute left. I told y'all I wanted to be here early. I wanted to make sure we had plenty of people in here before I got started on the news and the catching up and the question and answer section and the chat with me. I wanted to make sure there was plenty of time for people to get in here before we get started. We got 1 minute left. Oh, okay. Love Garden. I see y'all. I am going to say that I do know where Katie is. It's about an hour from me. Nanny. I see where y'all from. Bonnie, my mom is from Missouri. She was born and raised in Missouri. Yep, we used to travel there at least once or twice a year, all the way until she passed away. I used to take her. One of the last trips that she took was to Missouri. And guess what? You'll get this, Bonnie, because I had no clue. I had no clue. But I loaded my mom up in my Mustang, and her and I took off and drove from South Texas all the way to Missouri for a family get-together. And she told me that in this very small town where she lived, that she wanted me to take her to this particular bakery. And it was I believe it was a Amish bakery, if I'm not mistaken. And she wanted gooseberry pie. Do you know what that is, Bonnie? Never heard of it. I never knew Mom loved gooseberry pie my entire life. And she went in there and wanted a gooseberry pie. And she asked them if they had a gooseberry pie. And they asked her, do you want the whole pie or a piece? And I looked at Mom and I said, are your sisters coming? Did they like gooseberry pie as a child? And she said, yes. I said, then buy the whole pie. I want y'all all to enjoy it. It's a wild berry that grew in her area, apparently. Hello, Granny Prepper. How are you? It's good to see you. All right, we're up to 44 people, and it's 2 minutes in. So today what I wanted to talk about is a few things. I wanted to catch up on what I've been doing this week, and you'll see some videos coming out over it, but I do want to give you a sneak peek. And that's why I like these live videos with you guys, is because you get an actual sneak peek on the videos that are coming up. Now, I did want to let you know that, again, Temu has reached out to me. And so every month from now on, Timu wants me to do 10 separate videos for you guys, featuring products from them. And I'm gonna let you know what the deal is, okay? Um, every time I give them 10 videos, um, every time I film 10 videos featuring the products, I get $100 to spend on those 10 videos, and then they pay me $100 for creating the videos. So I get $200, $100 in merchandise, and $100 in cash for doing that. So I'm letting you know ahead of time. And they'll be separate videos. They will be extras. So I wanted to let you know that. And so I'm looking forward to it. I love doing the creating of the videos. And I love learning how to do these lives. And so I'm looking forward to doing those. I also want to let you know that Friday, I will be going. Oh, let me back up. Wednesday, I went to the Essential Pantry because this is the third week of the month, and so I do go to the Essentials Pantry and pick up essential items such as toilet paper, paper towels. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Cheryl. So you get toilet paper, paper towels, razors, shampoo, deodorant, a bar of soap, a thing of laundry detergent, and I can't remember what else you get. You get some extras as well. And so any of that stuff, you'll see it on the videos, okay? Any of that stuff that I don't use is going to the families that I am now helping in my neighborhood. And some of those people you have seen on my videos. The gardener that comes out and helps me, him and his wife, get groceries and some of the essentials. The man that came and helped me put my house back on its blocks after the hurricane, you saw him in a video. He gets a bag of food as well. And so I reach out to people that are helping me, and I help them in return. And that's how I'm doing it, is because all of these people qualify for this food bank, but they're all working because the food bank is at 10 o'clock in the morning till noon. And so most people are working during that time and don't have an hour and a half to wait in a line to get the food. And I only ask for enough for one house, one person. And so that's the amount of food that they're giving per person in the house, per house. It's one box, but man, they load it up. And then they throw in the little extras that come along, like a loaf of bread or a couple of gallons of milk. And so I always ask for, I always tell them to go ahead and put whatever they're going to put in every car in my trunk. And there's a lot of things that are going on and involved in this food bank as well. One of the things that they are doing there is there are adult special needs people that are there, and this is their job. This is their skills that they are learning how to put groceries in a trunk of a car, how to separate and sort, and put all of a little bit of everything into a box. They're learning skills. This is a learning environment for special needs adults. And I need y'all to understand that me going to this particular food bank is a whole grander picture than just going to a food bank. There's all kinds of skills that are being taught to these special adults, and it gives them a purpose and a job, and they show up and they do. And it's incredible to watch. And I also want to let you know that um, some of those adults were my students when I was teaching. And so it brings joy to my heart to see my former students applying all the skills that I taught them in the classrooms, how to sort things, how to hold a job, um, how to put things into a trunk. I taught all those skills to these students, and to see them actually applying it into a job is it's incredible. It's incredible. And so, like I said, I have not talked to you about the whole picture of this food bank. So all of that's going on in there. And then when I get it home, what I do is I take it and I video it for you guys, and then I sort it all out between 4 to 5 houses. One of them is mine. And then this week, one of the persons couldn't make it, so it went to 3 houses. And I just keep what I want, what I can eat, and the rest goes out. And it's all really good food. It is all really good food. And so I am blessing other people. They blessed me when the hurricane hit and came and helped me make sure that my house was cleaned up. All the limbs were off the top of the roof. They helped me get my house back onto its it wasn't off, but it had moved, okay? And so they helped it get back into its place. All right? And I was thankful for that. And so this is one way I can pay them back. So I am going to the food bank every week. And the reason is because I'm enjoying blessing other families. I am. I really am. What else? I also want to let you know that I am also realizing that on this new eating program that I am eating a whole lot less food. Like the carbs were what the carbs were feeding my cravings is what I realized on this new eating program. And so I'm struggling to eat 3 meals a day these days. I'm struggling to eat 3 meals a day. And so I had to talk to my doctor about that. And that's something that's happened this week as well, is that I did have to have that conversation. And what my doctor told me was that I needed, and my team, my whole team, my doctor and my advisor, they both told me that I needed to make sure that I got 12 ounces of protein every day. And so I am pushing the protein. So that's why I'm saying my menu and the way in which I eat food is going to be ever changing. And the reason it's going to be ever changing is because it is meant to, for my specific needs. And right now my body's not telling me it's hungry. You'll see on my videos when I say I'm finally getting hungry, and so I'll go fix myself something to eat. But I finally get hungry in the morning around 11 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes not until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I finally get hungry around 4 or 5 in the evening the second time. So by the time it's time for me to go to bed, I'm getting a little hungry, and so it's a snack time for me. And so I'm skipping the third meal. So I've got to make sure that I get 12 ounces of protein. That's the one that they're drilling into me right now, is to make sure you get 12 ounces of protein in. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I also want to let you know that a video is coming out soon. I've been working on editing it, of me canning up. Do you remember in a video way back, while I was out at the farm, they had tomatoes on a clearance section, and they were trying to get rid of them, and I bought some. I bought quite a bit of them. Matter of fact, I bought 12 pounds of it. 8, 9, 10, yeah, 12 pounds of it. Close to 12 pounds. Well, I needed to get them out of the freezer. Hello, Kelly. I needed to get them out of the freezer. And so what I did is I set the first cool snap. We had the first cool snap this week. And Friday, I went ahead. Thursday, I took them out of the freezer and left them in. Thursday, I took them out of the freezer and I left them in the sink to thaw out overnight. And that makes it really easy for the skins to peel off. And so I'm not going to tell you all what I did, but Friday I canned up tomato basil soup. And I put it in pint-sized jars, and it made 12 pints for me for the winter. And so I have that on the shelf for me if when the winter hits, when the cold hits. And I used a cool day to fire up my stove and get it going, and it was an all-day process. It took me all day to do it, but it was so worth it because I did have a little bit left over after I filled up the 12 pints. And so I sampled it, and oh, it's so good. And so when you see that video, know that when I open the jars in the future, it's going to be future videos. Okay. When I open the jars, I am going to put a little cream in each one of the servings that I make myself when I heat it up to make creamy tomato basil soup. Oh, way better than the canned stuff you get at the store. Way better. Anyway, so those are coming up for you. And I won't be doing any Temu videos until the month of November. All right, so I'll be ready for that. Okay. All right. Now, I do want to get to an email. The person is actually in here and watching, and the person sent me an email, and I want to let you know that underneath all my videos is information about me, and one of the things is my email address. You can always email me and ask me questions. And so I got an email from Randy, who's in our chat here, and she had quite a few questions, and they were excellent questions. And so I asked her if it was okay for me to share it, and she said yeah, it was. So I'm going to share the questions with you. I'm not going to share the entire email, but I'm going to share the questions. She says, my first question is about the sugar substitute used for the coffee. Her and I have the same thing. We love giant cups of coffee. And her question was, why are you limited to just one packet? Also, is one packet 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon? My experience has been, and I will say, I drink strong coffee and do not like brown water, is that I can hardly tell there is anything in the coffee, maybe just a hair less bitter than straight black. I do realize that stevia is sweeter than sugar, and that I'm currently using a different substitute, which could be the difference. Do you have anything you can share? Anything to say about any different sweet substitutes that you have tried? All right, so that's the first question. And it's really a good question because I have tried other sugar substitutes. And let me tell you what I discovered. What I discovered is that the doctor told me to get off all of the sugar substitutes except stevia, and they gave me, in my list, they gave me a list of things that I could have. All right, and out of that list, stevia was the easiest for me to locate. The other ones were really hard for me to find, and they were crazy expensive, and so stevia was the cheapest. So that is why I chose to use stevia. And I can use the packets or I can use the drops. And so I'm learning to use, I haven't opened up the drops yet, but some of my recipes call for the stevia drops. And so I wanted to experiment with some of the stevia. And also, monk fruit is one of the things that is not on my list, but I do see in some of the literature with this program that people do use monk fruit. And I have used monk fruit in the past, and I do have some monk fruit. And so I gave away all of my, remember the blue packets that I was using at the beginning? All right, it's like related to equal, okay? And then the yellow packets, I don't remember what they're equal to, but I want you to ignore, there's children outside, okay? So if you hear the screaming, it's the kids next door, all right? So anyway, so, and they're just being kids, all right? So I moved to the stevia because it was prescribed by my doctor. It was my doctor asked me to do that. What I discovered in the literature that I was reading about this program is that what they discovered in their research is that the other sugar substitutes have side effects like swelling in the feet and the legs, joint swelling, inflammation throughout your body. Those were some of the things that they discovered with some of the artificial sweeteners like I was using. And as soon as I moved to the stevia and got off of those artificial sweeteners, my ankles and my feet and my legs stopped swelling up. So is it part of the diet? Is it part of the stevia? Your guess is as good as mine, but I know that all of that inflammation that was happening in my legs and my feet and my ankles and all of that, it's gone. So that's the difference that I can tell. Now, another part of that question was, can you taste it? When I first started using just one packet, it tasted like excuse me, it tasted like sugar with no coffee for about the first week or two, but now I taste it. So that, I hope that answers your question. And is it required by my doctor to use one pack? No, it's not. It was my choice to move down to one pack. I wanted to reduce the amount of sweeteners that I was putting in my body. And so I chose to half it in half my first day, to half it and only use one pack, and then switch to the stevia instead of using all the blue packets. Now, know all that I had bought in bulk. If y'all remember, I had got a whole big box of the sweetener, and I dispersed that out to people that can have it, that don't have problems with the swelling and inflammation. And so friends and family got that, so it didn't go to waste. This second question, and I don't know if it's a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon in the packet. I guess I'll measure it. I'll measure it for you. Second question she had is, does eating or drinking zero sugar, sweet tasting things change the way you generally feel? And here's the thing about that. I drink like sugar-free Kool-Aid because I was gifted in my grocery order that sugar-free Kool-Aid. And so I am respecting the fact that it was gifted to me, and I'm going to finish that up. Okay, it's not affecting me at all. So I'm going to finish that up. But from that point on, once I finish that up, what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to make my own Kool-Aid out of the Kool-Aid packets that has no sweetener, no sugar, nothing in it. And I'm going to pour a glass. I'm not going to put any sweetener in the pitcher. And when I pour me a glass, I'm going to put the stevia into the glass. And I'm going to switch it over to the stevia. I'm going to create my own Kool-Aid mix that way by just using the flavored packet. And so, does it affect me? And the answer to that is no. I have, you see this? Yeah, you see this? I wanted to make sure that no information was on there. I have like 2 or 3 of these, and I keep this on my desk, and after I drink my coffee in the morning, I go fill it up with some Kool-Aid first, and then when I finish that, then I fill it up with the electrolyte water. Okay, and so anyway, so I don't know if she was asking if it was 1 teaspoon equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar, or if it was 1 teaspoon of stevia. Because sometimes you can buy the stevia loose. I've got that out in my pantry as well. And so my understanding is that she was asking if it was a teaspoon of stevia or half a teaspoon of stevia in the packet. Okay, so that's what my understanding of the question was. So the second question was, is drinking those zero sugar flavored things affecting me? And the answer to that is no, it's not. It's not affecting me at all. And she said the last question is about your Sunday routine, drinking the chocolate protein drink. I have never tried it, but I'm not sure, but my guess is that it has sweetener. It has a sweeter taste. At least more than the everyday coffee. Do you have any change in your Sunday afternoon readings? Okay, all right. Do I have any change in the Sunday afternoon readings from after drinking that? And the answer to that is no. At first I thought it was, all right, because I did have a little, I wouldn't call it a spike, it was just a little increase after having one of those, the first time that I noticed it. And so I did go back again on like this today, and the evening reading that I had on today, and the answer is no, because it's not consistent. So it could have been a number of factors that day. It could have been how much exercise I got. It could have been the drink. It could have been a number of factors. And so the only way the only way you can get good data on how things affect you is if it's consistently doing it. And so drinking those protein drinks that I enjoy is not affecting my blood sugar, as long as it's the Atkins one. Now I am going to take a look at, Walmart puts out their own sugar-free version of it. And so I'm going to take a look at the ingredients on both of them and see if there's a difference between them. And if there's not, then I might move to the Equate version of the Atkins drink. I'm also looking into making my own, so I can get up in the morning and make my own shake. I do have a recipe for one, and I do have the ingredients for one. So I'm looking into doing that myself as well, instead of purchasing one already made up, to actually make my own. So those were the questions, and I hope that Randy, that I answered the questions. I hope that I did, because they were good questions. And so what I want to invite you guys to do is to go down below my videos and hit my email address and hit me up on the emails if you have questions that you want to ask me on Sunday. That way I can have them ahead of time and I can print them out and answer them for you guys on the Sunday Live. I think that would be a great idea. I think that would be wonderful. And so now I'm going to go back and look at the chats. And I'm going to see if you guys had any questions in here. Granny, I'm sorry that somebody did criticize you for that. That is part, I guess, of being on, social media. I deal with it every day as well. And I'm really sorry that somebody did that. I do believe I took care of the person, though. So, I know that you have a good heart, Granny Prepper. So, I'm looking through. Did y'all have any questions for me? I'm looking for question marks. I didn't see any questions. Did y'all have any questions for me? Okay, I am looking at Misty. Hello, Misty. Chun Chun, hello. It's good to see you. What are the drinks for? Okay, are you talking about my electrolyte drinks? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, when you're in ketosis, as I'm reading through the research on this, what I'm learning is that when you're in ketosis, which I am, you're burning fat instead of carbohydrates. The electrolyte drinks, I'm replenishing the electrolytes that my body is flushing. It's flushing this stuff, okay? And it will be as long as I'm in ketosis. So I have to replenish that. What kind of protein powder am I going to use for my shake? I will show you the protein powder in a video. It's a vanilla protein powder that I found on Amazon, and the funds from YouTube helped purchase that. And so it's the first one that I'm trying, and it was the most reasonable price that I could find. It was cheaper than Walmart, and so I'm going to try that one, and we're going to see how it works. It's a vanilla flavor. You canned all that soup. Are you allowed that? I thought tomatoes were limited. Celery heart, the answer is yes. I can have it. Tomatoes are limited. They are. And that's why I put them in pints, because tomato soup is not going to be, when I have tomato soup, it is not going to be my primary food. It's not going to be the food that I'm going to have for that meal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half a cup of that tomato soup, which I already have done, and it's done well. I had a half a cup of it yesterday, and today my blood sugars were fine. All right. So I take a half a cup of that soup, add in a tablespoon of heavy cream, and it's on a side of like a chicken salad, because I have to put in my 4 ounces of protein for that meal. So yes, it is limited, but I can have it. So that's what I'm doing with that. I ask about the drinks. Okay, let me go up, Rachel. Suzzie, what are the drinks for? And what are the requirements? Okay. I'm I'm hoping you were talking about the electrolyte drinks, Rachel. And I hope I answered that. Oh, the Atkins or whatever ones. Okay, so here is what the Atkins, it's a protein drink, is what it is. It's an Atkins protein drink. And I am able to have one of those. Like, here's the thing, is that I could probably have it every day if I wanted to, but I don't. I want to limit it to one, maybe two a week. If I'm having a day like this week, I had Thursday, which I was so busy that I just went and got a protein drink. It was just, I didn't want to cook nothing after I brought in all of the food from the food bank. So it is. Y'all need to tell me. Take a drink of your coffee, Suzzie. Mm. So the requirements for that is that I can have one of those protein drinks. Um, it's a meal replacement, so I can replace a meal with it. Okay. Um, yes, Rachel, they're for the protein. Um, it's a meal replacement for like if you're on the run and you can't stop. Like you can't stop to cook yourself something. So that's what it's for. And Atkins does have TV dinners as well, you know, like the pop in the microwave meals that are allowed on my eating plan as well. But I don't buy them because I make my own. I'm at home, and that's part of what I do for you guys is show you how I make my own meals. So, um, okay, so Randy asked, can you make a cheese ball in an upcoming video sometime before the holidays, a small one? And the answer to that is, Randy, is yes. I'm going to be making a cheese ball video. But here's the thing is that I just made one and I filmed it and I think it's already been released of um, cream cheese little orange bites that are supposed to look like pumpkins. All right. And I used, the recipe called for orange, sugar-free orange jello to roll it in there. And I know it is already released because I've answered some questions for it. And so I made that one. And so, yes, I'm going to come up with a cheese ball as well. And we're going to see what I come up with, okay, for the holidays. I'm taking one holiday at a time. And I'm making sure that I'm eating the food that I am preparing as I go. So I'm still working on Halloween. I got one more recipe that I want to do for Halloween. And it's another cream cheese recipe using an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And so I'm eating those up as I go. Those are my snacks in the evening, guys. So know that those orange balls that I made, the orange cream cheese balls that I made, those are actually turning out to be a good way for me to increase my protein for the doctors. So okay, you get electrolyte drops on Amazon. Okay, let me ask you a question, Granny. Do the electrolyte drops have sweetener in them? That's my question, because the packets that I use, the particular ones that I use, is prescribed by the doctor because the sweetener in it is non-inflammatory. So that's the reason why that particular brand is recommended, is because it does not cause inflammation like some sweeteners do. Rachel, what I mean is, does it have to be so many carbs and sugar, etc.? I'm lost, Rachel. Let me go back up and see. I'm lost, Rachel. Can you clarify for me? Actually, cheese ball on this particular eating plan, the cheese balls are really good for me, but I like to portion all of my cheese. If I do a cheese ball like you guys are thinking, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is portion it out for myself. Okay, remember, I'm doing this for myself. Okay, this is all about me portioning things out so I know how much I'm eating and making sure I get enough protein in. So I was thinking more of a rolled in nuts or bacon crumbs type one. That does sound good, Randy. All right, I'm going to look one up for you. I am going to look one up for you for sure. All right. Some coffee. Anybody else have any questions for me? Okay. Misty says, I still haven't switched to lowering carbs, so it is so hard. But I know you have to be feeling so much better, Suzzie. I am, Misty. I thought I was going to be, I tell you what, I thought I was going to be battling something really like stressful. And I was anticipating it. But once I switched over and I set my mind to it, like that's why you saw me like purging everything out of my pantry and out of my freezer and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you guys that I had some comments about people going, why are you doing this? I don't like this. I don't like the way you're switching things up. And I had to come out and say, I understand that you don't like the way I'm switching things up. I understand, but I'm doing this for my health, okay? It was something I had to do, okay? And so I got some backlash for it, but I had to do that for my own health, and I had to purge everything out of my pantry. I still have some things in my pantry that I did not purge because I didn't find them, and I haven't touched them. And so what I'm going to do is upcoming videos, I'm going to be adding those things into the bags. And today I got rid of 3 big portions of corn. Remember the corn that I froze up for the year? Well, I can't have it. So I did give away 3 bags of corn that I froze up. And remember all the bananas that I put in for my frozen smoothies that I enjoyed? Well, guess what? They had to go because I can't have bananas. So they went to somebody that's going to be making their own frozen smoothies in the morning. So I went to somebody, okay? What I mean is, are there certain requirements for the meal replacement drinks? The answer to that, Rachel, is no, that it has to be, the only requirement is that it has to be sugar-free. Like the carbs. Carbs have to be limited. That's what I have to look at. I used to drink Fairlife salted caramel ones, and they were really good. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me write that down right now, okay? Hold on a minute. I'm literally gonna take a pen right now, Rachel. Fairlife. I'm gonna write it down. Fairlife salted caramel. All right, I wrote it down. All right, I took a note. It's right here on my desk in my office. I'll be looking at it. All right, so Misty, that's a very, very good question. And at the beginning, when I first started, I couldn't answer those questions for you guys because I didn't know. And here's the thing about that. I will have to be on this plan forever. I will. Um, but I can have a treat now and then. Here is the thing, is that there have been people in these studies, okay, going on 7, 8 years, some up to 10 years, that have been part of this study, and they do have what they call relapses, where people get off of ketosis, but how do I put this? The people that I hang around with, okay, and the people that are actually, like, I go and have Thanksgiving meals with and Christmas meals with, they all of them are on a reduced calorie meal plan anyway. Does that make sense? So when I start getting ready for the holidays, I'm going to create meals that are similar to what we used to do, like the mashed potatoes. I'm not going to be having no mashed potatoes, okay? The turkey and the dressing and all that stuff. The dressing I will not be having, but I will be having a gravy that is friendly for this new eating plan. I will be making a green bean casserole that is healthy for this new eating plan. That's always requested for me to make a green bean casserole at my family meals. And so when I go to the family meals, what I'm going to do is bring with me sides that I can have. Does that make sense? So when I fix my plate, I will fix my plate with 4 ounces of protein and the sides that I have brought for myself. All right, so Rachel, believe it or not, I don't count calories. What I'm looking for is carbs. The doctor told me don't count calories, count carbs. And so that's what I'm doing. Okay, very good, Granny. I will look for that. I'm going to make a note right now. It's called Highlight. And those are electrolyte drops. All right, I got it. There it is, Granny Prepper. Look, I got it written down. Okay. All right, so mashed potatoes from cauliflower and cream cheese. I use a food processor. Yes, celery heart. That's what I was going to do. Is that I was going to use cauliflower and cream cheese in the food processor and make me mashed potatoes that way. I already have. I'm already got these things planned. Okay, so you guys get a sneak peek on Sundays. Okay, I'm gonna make a cauliflower mashed potato. I'm gonna make a gravy, a turkey gravy that is on my eating plan. I'm going to make a green bean casserole that's on my eating plan. One of the things that's always requested for me to make, and I'm not going to be able to make it this year unless I find another way to make it, is the sweet potato casserole. Y'all know it's requested. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites, but there's no imitation for sweet potato casserole, and sweet potatoes are not on my eating plan. And so if it's not on my eating plan, then it's not on my family's eating plan, because diabetes runs in my family. All right, so it's okay, so it's off the eating plan. Okay, so my family members were all diagnosed with diabetes before I was, and so I'm the one that's being proactive in making sure that I am making a change in my eating habits. And so as many sides for Thanksgiving that I can turn into my eating plan, that's what I'm going to do, and that's my plan to stick to. So for Thanksgiving, we're going to have the turkey. Turkey is on my eating plan. I can have the turkey, and then I'll just move on to my sides. Yes, there might be things they can eat that I can't, and that's why I'm creating sides that I can have, that they're welcome to eat. Does that make sense, Granny? We haven't decided yet. We haven't decided if we're going to have Thanksgiving here in my house, if we're going to have it at one of the other ones. I do know that I'm going to be creating some sides. I do know that. And I do know, here's the thing, is that I do know that one of the family members is going to be cooking the turkey. And the reason is because several of us get free turkeys every year. And so one of the other family members is going to be cooking the turkey. I'm going to get a free turkey this year. And what I do with my free turkey every year is after Thanksgiving, after all of the hustle and bustle and all the kids are here and gone, yeah, the kids, okay? After all of that is done and it settles down, I take my turkey and I put it in the oven and I bake it one day after Thanksgiving. And then I take and break it down into packages, and I either put them in Ziploc bags or I put them in the vacuum seal bags, and I label it what it is, if it's white meat, if it's dark meat, and I create dishes out of those throughout the year. I have to think early, Rachel, because I have to think about upcoming videos. So I'm already past Halloween, okay? Because I only have one more video that I want to put out for Halloween. And so I am past the Halloween and looking at Thanksgiving already. And I do have a kind of pumpkin bread recipe that's not pumpkin that I am going to make for a dessert, okay? And for Thanksgiving. I was going to do it for Halloween, but it more applies for Thanksgiving. All right. Oh, y'all don't really do anything because we're 1,800 miles from family. Oh no, Rachel. Okay. Well, I say do it for yourself. Do something. Like I say, I cook a whole turkey for myself that is going to last me the whole year. Y'all going to see some videos of me using the last of the turkey from last year. Not only were those spider deviled eggs cute, they were good. Those olives, I'm going to be making them from now on just because I like the olives on the deviled eggs. And it's a super protein snack for me to have in the evening. You'll get there, Rachel. You'll get there. All right, guys. It is 65 minutes into this video. We're winding down for the evening. We had a full hour of conversation today. And so I want you guys to do me a favor. And I want you to go to my videos and look underneath them and send me some emails on questions you might have. And I do appreciate, I want you to know that some of those emails that I got were recipes. And I do appreciate you sending me the recipes, but I am now going to take a look back at those recipes and see how and if they're going to be able to be fit into my eating program, because my eating program is individual. So good night, Randy. I want everyone to have a good week. I like to start the week off with this live because I want to let you guys know that this upcoming week, okay, so let me finish off this upcoming week, I will be going to the food bank on Thursday, and you'll get the video out. I will be going to the farm. I try to do the farm on Tuesdays, so this Tuesday, but we'll see if I need to. That's the question now, is do I need to go out there? And if I don't need to go out there on Tuesday, then I'm not going to go out there. All right. So when this live gets over, I want you to go down in the comment section and say something. Say something. Even if it's a smiley face, a hello, a wave, in the comment section underneath these lives, because the more interaction that you have in all of my videos, including the lives, the better off it helps with the algorithm. You go to the food bank on Tuesday, Granny. Okay, all right. Well, tomorrow you're going to get my food bank video for this week. I do believe it comes out tomorrow. So y'all be ready. 6 o'clock Central Standard Time tomorrow. You'll be seeing my food bank haul for this week. And let me tell you, it was a big one. All right. Y'all get ready for that. Some of the people that were handing out food at the food bank, guess what? They watched my videos and they saw that I was giving it to people in my neighborhood. And guess what? They loaded me up this week. There's your tip, okay? There's your tip. I will go look it up, Rachel. I will definitely go look it up. Oh, that's a good idea, Granny. I'm switched from a monthly shop to a weekly shop based on what I need for the week. And if I don't need anything, I don't go that week. Yes, Misty, I want you to go to the food bank. I want you to find one that's local to you, and I want you to figure out what day it is and what it takes. Head on up there, fill out the paperwork, and see what you get. And look to see if there's more than one food bank in your area. Because oftentimes, what you need may be at a different food bank. So check all of those food banks out and see which one best suits your needs. That's what I ended up doing. I went to 3 different food banks in my area and found the one that best suits my needs. All right, everyone. You guys be blessed and have a good evening and have a good week, because you guys bless me each and every day. I will see you guys on tomorrow, okay?